This is my review of the Nosler Accubond. I've been shooting the Nosler Accubond in a 270 Winchester. I've been shooting 130 grain Accubond for 4 hunting seasons now, and I've managed to take 3 deer with this bullet, and I'm very impressed. I have no intentions of switching up my load. Well, maybe intentions of switching up my load, but no intentions of switching bullets. So far I've had excellent luck with this, and I'll just walk you through that. So, there's 270. This is a ballistic tip, but it's basically the same size as the Accubond. I don't have any unloaded Accubonds at present. They're kind of a spendy bullet, so I don't keep any around. And then this is the one bullet that I have recovered from the 3 deer that I've shot with this bullet. The Accubond is an upgrade from the ballistic tip. This is the ballistic tip. This is the Accubond. The idea being that it's a bonded bullet and it has better penetration than the ballistic tip. So the tip of the bullet is designed to shred and cause maximum damage at the point of entry, and then the core of the bullet is designed for penetration, lots of penetration. So it should mushroom out from that point and give you excellent penetration, and that has been my experience with this bullet. The first deer I shot, I actually have a video on my channel. Guy that took me hunting that day taped the affair, and the first shot I got at the deer was kind of a crummy shot. I missed and got a glancing shot, and yeah, massive tissue damage. It would have been a mortal shot, but it didn't anchor the deer. The second shot on that same deer was a broadside shot, and the bullet punched through and through, and we're talking 75 or 100 yards with the 270, midway down the body, right high shot by the spine, and it went right on through, and it anchored the deer. So no complaints after that. The second deer I shot was a long shot. That's what this bullet's from. This bullet was recovered from a deer that I shot at somewhere between 150, maybe 200 yards. It was more luck than skill, probably, that I hit the deer. But I hit the deer. It was running away from me and down below me, and I hit it right above the pelvis, right by the spine. And that shot knocked the deer down. The next day I recovered the bullet out of the deer's, basically its armpit, when I was butchering it. And so what happened with this bullet was it traveled lengthwise through the deer from the back of the spine, poked a hole in the lung, and came to rest up in the armpit. And that is just about perfect. I mean, all the energy of the bullet was spent traveling through the deer. Retained weight on this bullet is right around 100 grains, maybe a little bit more. So excellent retained weight, and like I said, it's designed to shred up front and penetrate, and it did exactly that, and worked flawlessly. And then the last deer I shot was a rather small 4x4. Shot that deer in the brisket. Never recovered the bullet, but the deer went down. That's kind of a crummy shot. Shot placement, as far as, I'd rather have a broadside shot, but when you're deer hunting, you take the shot that you get. So, and again, bullet performed, and I didn't recover it. Very happy with the Nosler Accubond. Here, I'll show you some of my load data. I've been loading this since 2008, so we'll show you. So initially, September 2008, I tried 3 powders with this thing. IMR 4350, IMR 7828, and Hodgkin's 4831 shortcut. I worked up in 1 grain increments from min to max with no pressure signs. So everything looked fine. And I seated the bullet to a depth that the magazine would take. In my experience, Ruger rifles, I've hunted with Ruger rifles almost exclusively, and it seems like the throats are always a little bit longer than the magazines. So yeah, you end up short. You end up seating the bullet kind of long for accuracy, but great for hunting. So they're really hunting rifle, and I don't have a problem with that. So accuracy from those 3 loads, it was okay. So we're looking at about a 2-inch group from the 4350, a little bit bigger, maybe 2.5 inch from the 7828, and again, 4 of the 5 shots on the Hodgins 4831 were pretty good, but had this one that pulled. So I ended up loading up my first batch of ammo, which counted for 2 deer with the 4350. Okay, here's some more targets with that same load, shot a couple years later. Nice 3-shot group there. Here's a okay group with both of these shot at 100 yards, and then here are the top 3 shots again. An okay group at 100 yards, nothing special, but accuracy was good enough to take hunting. Just for giggles, here's a 100-yard group with 150 grain Accubond coming out of a 300 Winchester. So yeah, decent little accuracy. And then finally shot up all those bullets, and I ended up running Hodgins 4831 shortcut after that. So, and here's some targets with that. 5-shot groups at 100 yards. Again, okay. That's about a 1.5 to 2-inch group. The one on the right's more like a 2.5-inch group. Lots of horizontal stringing on that, so either it was windy or I didn't know how to pull the trigger right. And then here's 200-yard groups. This is shot off a bipod. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then 5 down below. So we're looking at probably a 5-inch, 6-inch group there at 200 yards. So nothing special. And here's a second shot. So these 3 were good, but then I have a high and a low flyer. So again, 5 to 6-inch group at 200 yards off a bipod. So I'm not doing anything special shooting this, but this is good enough to take a deer at 200 yards. So I take it hunting, and that's the load I have now. I'll shoot up the rest of those, and we'll call it good with that batch. So in closing, shooting a 270 with a 130 grain Accubond is been a real good load for me. I have no complaints with the Nosler 270 Accubond 130 grains, and I will be continuing to use it in the future, and I would recommend this bullet for anyone. So anyway, thanks for watching, and good shooting and good hunting.